Happy Sunday. I just got Van down for a nap. It's actually he's so easy. I can just put him in his crib, make sure he's got his favorite toys. Water is very important for him. He has a special teddy bear, which he's actually defluffed, so he managed to rip open the seam on the back. He pulls out all of the stuffing and he sleeps with one of his hands inside. It's really cute. So yeah, I just got him down. I can still hear him playing, but he's really easy in the sense that he's content to just entertain himself for a little bit. So, and Otis is out. Nick took him out with him. So I get an afternoon to myself and the sun is shining. I'm finally sitting in my chair. This very rarely happens. I'm gonna knit a little bit, but I thought I could show you some whips. Since the beginning of the year, I actually haven't done a lot of knitting, and I think it was just because it was so crazy. We were renovating basically our entire main floor, our basement, the upstairs bathroom. There was just so much going on. So I think that was part of it. I think the other part of it was sorry, Marley's right behind my camera, so it might shake. I was doing a trunk show. We had a family trip planned to go to Oregon, but then the renovations kind of became a bit of a nightmare. So Nick didn't feel comfortable with us all going in case our contractor just didn't show up while we were gone. And that was the main thing, is they were supposed to do the floors while we were gone. Anyways, so I ended up traveling with a friend, and that was all at the height of this COVID stuff coming into effect. It was actually really bizarre to look back and think that I traveled during a pandemic. I think I got back on the Monday morning. I flew out Friday, got back Monday morning. Basically, we left Sunday night from Portland, but with the time difference. And fun fact, from Canada, there's no direct flight to Portland, Oregon. You have to do a layover somewhere. So yeah, we did the red-eye situation coming home. So we left, I think our flight took off at 10:30 Portland time, and there's a 3-hour time difference. They're 3 hours behind Canadian time, or Ontario time. So yeah, we left at 10:30 Portland time, which was technically 1:30 Ontario time. We flew into, I don't even remember where we flew into. Got on our next plane and landed in Toronto at, it was stupid, I think it was 10 a.m. And then no sooner did I get off the plane did my contractor, or our contractor, call to say you need to come to the house right away. So there was no downtime. And then, so that was Monday. And then Wednesday, they announced they were closing the borders. I'm sorry about the shaking. Marley, go back on your cat tree. Go. Come on. Get back on your cat tree. Up here. He's like, no, I hate you. So yeah, then they, a few days later, announced that everyone was going into lockdown. So it was really crazy to think back on that. So I think everything leading up with the home renovations, traveling during a pandemic, and then obviously the pandemic, my knitting mojo just non-existent. I even had started a knit along in hopes that it would inspire me, and everything with the pandemic just started to get really, really crazy, and then all of the civil rights stuff and racial discrimination, and so it just became so heavy that I was just like, I need a break. So I took to sewing, but I had started working on, it's called, I'm hoping I say it right, Ray Ray. I do want to finish it because I really like it, but you can tell it's been sitting there for a while because it's really wrinkly. But it is a circular yoke sweater, and you're doing a row repeat where you add in a striped color. So this first one is scarlet, and then it goes into tawny, and it goes into jadeite, phosphorus, which is really neon, and then plie. So I do want to finish it at some point, who knows when, but I'm doing, I should dye this again actually. So this is my melon colorway, and I'm actually holding it with bare mohair. Yeah, you can tell this, I decided not to dye because the zip tie's still on it. So that's whip number one that I will eventually get back to. Maybe this winter, who knows. What else? This is another two projects. I thought I was doing so good with my whips, but maybe not. This is a chunky mohair. It's the Loopy Mango worsted mohair. I was knitting a cardigan. I actually should keep going with this. The sleeves, and I just got to finish the body. I was testing out Kelly and Scott from Knitbrooks. They do, do I have any here? They do crochet hooks. You're pushing your luck, cat. So yeah, they do hand-carved crochet hooks. This one's really pretty. Got a little tip. And they recently started doing knitting needles. So, fun fact, Kelly used to be part of my Sip Stitch group. Before she moved to Nova Scotia, she lived here in Hamilton. So we used to see her quite a bit. And so, yeah, she asked if she could send me a pair of knitting needles to use and try out, and I love them. They're beautiful, obviously, because, I mean, they're hand carved. The wood is beautiful, and I know that they're picking really amazing wood out. So yeah, that's one other whip that I should try and finish for fall. And this is my big bag of tricks. I had started this granny stripe blanket using my mini skeins. I'm so sorry about the cat and the shaking. So unfortunately I started it, and then a lot of mills are experiencing yarn related delays due to COVID because Peru had to close down for 10 weeks. They were in like complete lockdown, absolutely no work. And in that 10 weeks, they should have produced something like over 100,000 kilos. This cat. They should have produced over 100,000 kilos. Go in your cat tower and stay there. Like I just fed you. There you go. You're such a chunk. So yeah, they should have produced 10,000, over 100,000 kilos worth of yarn, which was a total loss to everybody. So, is it this one? Yeah. So mini skeins were really hard to come by, but good news is I finally have some on the way. So I'll be able to pick this back up, which I think is perfect for fall and winter. And I'm like really obsessed with the colors and how they're working up. So the first 5 colors are from the Immortalists. And then I think I still have to add in a green, were from the Little Women. And I'm holding it with a Bear Tweed. So 1 strand of the color and 1 strand of the Bear Tweed. And I'm really excited. So it's my Knittery Society Granny Stripe blanket. And what else do I have? I have 2 West knits, but I'm kind of torn. So I started this one, oh gosh, at the beginning of the year. The Amazing Technicolor. I know I want to keep going with it. I just don't feel motivated right now. But it is beautiful and it's full of so much texture because it's all seed stitch. It's a lot of seed stitch. So it's one that like I kind of just take my time with, obviously. So yeah, you knit the whole front. So I have a whole sleeve, so you can see it's tubular. So there's a sleeve, and then you basically knit the whole front, and you knit the other sleeve, and then you pick up and knit the back with the sleeve, and it just all joins together. So yeah, that's become a bit of a to the side project, but all of the yarn is there for it. I thought I was doing really good with my whips. Maybe I'm not. And then I'm right now going between 2 projects. So if you follow me on Instagram, then you know I'm hosting a Penguano knit along. So this will be my second Penguano. I am modifying this one to be different than my first, which I modified. I made my first one into a pullover. I'm making this one into a cardigan, but I want to do it with a button band. So that's where I'm at so far. I started working on the sleeve, which is seed stitch. I'm kind of torn on whether I want to do, it's technically elbow length sleeves for the pattern. I'm a bit torn on whether I want to do full sleeve. I've got really long arms, so it's not often that I actually do full sleeves. So yeah, that should be done in about 3 weeks. That's when the knit along wraps up, so I do have to make some progress on this, but I've been completely in love with and enamored by my tulip jumper, which I can't, oh my gosh, which I can't stop knitting. Just joined in my second ball of key lime, and I took a page from my friend's book, and I'm knitting the sleeves first, and then that way I can just focus on the body, so they get past my, I don't ever really go to Sleeve Island. I just don't really knit sleeves. Like, majority of my knits in my wardrobe are short sleeve. And it's because I think I read that the average length of a woman's arm is like 19 inches, and mine are 23. So it's like 4 extra inches that I have to knit, which is a lot. So anyways, I did all of this last night while we watched Interstellar. So I'm just gonna keep knitting on the sleeve until I'm happy with it. I actually need to measure it just to see. And then I'm hoping tonight I can pick up and start working on this sleeve. And then that way all I have to focus on is the body. But I'm really happy with how the colors are working out. So I'm holding Hello Stella in Cozy Stella DK, which is 80% BB alpaca and 20% acrylic in the color Key Lime. It's super fuzzy. It's really bright. Fun fact, green is actually my favorite color. I love green a lot, but I don't actually have any green clothing or any green knits, so that's how I came about picking that color. And I'm holding it with House of Ella Mode mohair in the color Coral, which is really pretty. I don't know if you can really see, but there is some green in the speckles. So I'm holding those two together, which are really unusual, but I think that it is coming out really pretty. It's very vintagey. The camera keeps muting the color a lot, but I'm excited. I think it'll be really nice for fall and winter. And one thing to keep in mind, so alpaca yarn is so different from merino or any wool because it stretches a lot. So like with blocking, for example, it will block out like crazy. So I'm hoping that by holding it with the mohair that's going to give it the structure and stop it from stretching out too much. I did try this on before I started knitting the sleeves, and I have to say, I think one of the things I'm most excited about is how good of a fit it is so far. So really excited about that. And one last thing, I feel like this is getting really long, but I'm going to be sample knitting a pair of socks. I don't really knit socks, so I'm actually very excited about this, and I'm trying to figure out my colors. I have time because I haven't even received the pattern yet, but it does have a little bit of color work, and the color work is in the top part near the cuff, and I think it kind of is supposed to mimic like flowers in a way. So I said I was going to use my yarn, and I think I'm going to use some of my yarn, but I think I might also use this skein of the Biche and Bouche. I think that's how you say it. Le Petit Lamb's Wool. It's definitely a more rustic, hardy, it's pure lamb's wool, but the color is dark orange gray. And I want to make these socks to wear with boots. So I want something that's, I don't know, gonna like stand up better to that. I don't know anything about it. If you know anything about sock knitting, then please let me know, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to pick my colors to go with it, and I was thinking, I really like orange and purple together, so I was thinking narwhal, and then if I want it to tie in with the sweater that I'm currently knitting, just thinking you guys think? Let me know. Because the other thing that I had grabbed was Lemon Drop. And I also grabbed Gold Rush. So, but I think I'm leaning towards this one. So the green will be like the leaves, and then the purple will be the flowers. So yeah, that's that. I made some tea. I'm going to knit and watch some Patreon and enjoy the peace and quiet for a little bit before all the boys are back and it gets loud. It's very loud in this house. So anyways, I hope that you guys have a good day, and let me know below if this was any good. I'm still researching cameras and trying to figure out what to get, and yeah, maybe I need more coffee. Anyways, I hope that you guys have a lovely rest of your weekend. Hopefully this video will be up tomorrow, Monday, maybe Tuesday. We'll see. And yeah, I can't wait to check in with you guys again. Thank you so much for your support.